They say I can be intimidating. Hey! Get your head up, let's go! I've heard that. Played in 6 of the last 7 national championship games. We've won 4 and came runner-up twice. Grew up in a small town in western Kansas, and we were on the poor side of the tracks, if you will. Basketball became a way for me to get an education. You know, I want other people to have those same opportunities.
My name is Sierra Morris, and I am from the west side of Chicago, and I was Misty's first recruit. When I graduated from Rock Valley College, I got a full Division I scholarship to play ball. 4 months before I graduated, I get a call from Misty. Hey kid, you know, what do you think about doing? You know, you thinking about coaching? Or are you thinking about, you know, I think you could be really, really good at this. And, you know, and she said she had a spot for me once I graduated, so I got on the train and came right to Rockford after graduation, and I started that Monday. So I graduated Saturday and I started work that Monday. Davion, I knew him because of his mom was a drug addict, and, you know, in the community that we stay in and all that, and, you know, I used to go get him because his mom would, you know, take him to the, you know, drug house or whatever, and, you know, he'd just be crying, screaming. I'm like, hey, let me take him, and you can still do whatever you do, and just let me get him. He don't have to be a part of that. So we started building that relationship, and he ended up going into the system. She ended up losing him, and my cousin gained temporary guardianship of him. And she's like, hey, you know, you talk about how much you want kids, and she's like, hey, you know, you can. I'm like, I don't think I'm ready for that yet. But I felt so bad. I still wanted to be a part of his life, and I didn't want him to go in the system, for him to grow up feeling like, why did my family or why did my support system let my family abandon me? Coach Opat used to always talk about, I want a little boy, I want a little boy, I want a little boy. They so cute, they're energetic. One day I had an idea, and so I picked up Davion, and I just called her, and like, hey coach, I got a surprise for you. You know how you always telling me about how you want a little boy to the Opat family? I got him, he's with me in the car. I'm bringing him to Rockford right now. She's like, what did you get me into? I'm like, don't worry, we'll be there in 15 minutes. And she's like, oh Lord. And I brought him in, and it was an instant. She probably wanted to curse me out a little bit for putting her on the spot, but anything negative she had to say just automatically went away when she seen him. So I was like, yes. His shoes were too small, his hair was everywhere. I mean, he was afraid of the dark. I mean, he was so far behind because, like I said, he's just used to being laid up in the, you know, a drug house and with, you know, the lights cut off and not even eating and just screaming to the top of his lungs and nobody there to nourish him or to make sure he was okay.
Hi, baby. How are you?
Why are they crying?
Huh?
Why are they crying?
Because they lost. They lost.
It's okay.
He always puts life in perspective, you know? I can have the worst day and go pick him up from daycare and he just smiles and it's like, phew, everything's gone, you know?
She has an older brother, and, you know, he had 3 kids. They were just in a really, really bad situation where they weren't able to provide and, you know, and just give the kids a good life, and they went to the system.
Around October 12th seems so long ago, 2003 maybe, we finally was able to get them here, and you know, the rest is history. I knew that I had to quit coaching at that time, especially at the Division I level, the rigors, the travel, and I got out of coaching completely for 7 years until they got a little bit older, and then was able to get back at it here at Rock Valley.
Tremendous sacrifice that, I mean, I don't think a lot of people would have been willing to do, especially when you're in the peak of your career. And, you know, she might be big Division I right now, you know, hadn't she put a pause on something that she loved to do so much and, you know, sacrifice her career.
Maddie's an amazing young woman. 3 years ago, I believe it was, her mother passed away. That's tough for anyone, let alone a 14, 15-year-old. And so, you know, she had to persevere. You know, it was early in the year and we were playing a game, and Maddie had been playing really well. I mean, just killing it out there. And all of a sudden, one game, she just has a horrible game, and I'm chewing her butt, chewing her butt, and chewing her butt. And after the game, Sierra's like, Coach, you know, Maddie's struggling with her mom's death today. And I said, no, nobody told me, you know. So I bring Maddie in, and then I chew her butt again for not telling me. I said, Maddie, you gotta tell me, you gotta communicate with me so that I'm not on your ass. I said, I'll back off. She's like, okay. She said, but I don't want you to back off.
I don't want things like that to take away from what I could potentially be.
Over the course of the year, I got texts along the way from her, hey, Coach, you know, today's the anniversary of my mom's death, or today's my mom's birthday. And
she cares about everyone as if we were her own kids. So the hardships that you face in the classroom, in life, she's always an open ear. She always gives advice. So she's definitely played a major role in the woman figure that I've needed in my life.
we're family. And we will always be family.
Eagles! 4, 5, 6! Family!
How you doing? We were 8 of something, 8 of 12, and can't get to the free throw line.
And just thinking through the fourth quarter to your group that they wouldn't give in.